It's 2 a.m. You told yourself you'd sleep an hour ago. Your eyes heard the content stopped being interesting 40 minutes ago, and your thumb keeps moving. You are not enjoying it. That's the strangest part. Nobody doom scrolls with a smile. You are tired and slightly disgusted with yourself, fully aware that this is pointless and completely unable to stop. I know this loop from the inside. Before this channel, before the psychosis, before the psychology, I lost entire days, not hours, days to screens. Games first, then the scroll. I've been on both sides of this, addiction and recovery. So today we are doing this like a detective case. The symptom, the suspect everyone blames, and the real mechanism nobody talks about. And at the end I'll give you the one change that actually breaks the loop for me. Spoiler, it's not deleting an app. I tried that twice and I will tell you why it fails. First, the evidence. Look at the pattern honestly. When does doom scrolling actually happen? Not at 10 a.m. when you are rested, not mid-task when you are focused. It happens at very specific moment, late at night after a hard conversation.
Just say it.
I can't.
When decision is hanging over you, when you are alone with something uncomfortable. Hold that thought. The 2 a.m. timing is not an accident, and I will show you exactly why in a few minutes. It's the key to the whole case. Second piece of evidence. The content doesn't matter. You are not scrolling because the videos are good. Half the time you couldn't repeat what you've just watched. Something else is being consumed. The question is what? Now the suspects everyone blames. Suspect 1. I have no willpower. That is the popular one. It's also the one I ruled out. And I ruled out through my own story. When I quit my substances addiction, the hardest thing that I ever done, I proved to myself I have a willpower. Serious willpower. And then, clean and disciplined, I sat down and scrolled for 4 hours. Same me, same willpower. If the willpower was the answer, the same person couldn't beat an addiction and lose to an app. So it's not a willpower. Case closed on suspect 1. Suspect 2. The algorithm is too strong. Half true, and the half truths are the most dangerous. Yes, thousands of engineers optimized the feed against your attention. The slot machine pulled to refresh, the variable rewards, all real.
I see it now. The path is clear. No longer a mystery, just execution.
But here's the problem, blaming only the algorithm. The algorithm doesn't decide when you pick up your phone. It only decides what happens after. Something in you initiates pickup, and that something is a real suspect. Which brings us to real mechanism. Here's the part that changed everything for me. Ready? Doom scrolling isn't a pleasure-seeking behavior. It's an escape behavior. You are not scrolling towards something. You are scroll away from something. Remember 2 a.m. evidence. Here's why the timing matters. Late at night is when the noise of the day dies down, and whatever you've been avoiding becomes so loud. The unmade decision, the feeling about your life you don't want to feel. The silence where the uncomfortable thoughts live. The scroll is a wall of tiny distractions between you and that silence. Every swipe is a microdose of not now. Not the feeling and not the thought. Not the decision. Just one more scroll of not now. That's why the content doesn't matter. You're not consuming content, you're consuming avoidance. And this is where my gaming story closes the loop. When I played games back then, everyone, including me, thought that I love games. Years later in therapy I understood I didn't love games that much. I loved not being in my life that much. The game was a place where progress was guaranteed, the rules were clear, and the real world couldn't reach me. The scroll is the same mechanism with worse graphic, virtual not nowness. And here's the psychology term worth knowing, experimental avoidance. The attempt to escape internal discomfort instead of feeling it. Research links it to almost every compulsive behavior there is. The phone is just its newest, smoothest delivery system. Your brain isn't broken. It's doing exactly what brains do.
It is a lie. They know.
Choosing a small immediate relief over a large uncomfortable truth. Every swipe is that trait repeating. If this resonates, like button helps to reach people like you who need it, and comment below if you felt this. The scrolling is really escaping. Now I can tell you why deleting an app doesn't work. Because I promised and because I tried. I deleted everything. Twice. Both times within 2 weeks, the avoidance found a new door. News sites in the browser, YouTube on the laptop. Once I'm serious, I don't scroll the settings menu on my phone.
Yeah.
There was nothing to consume, and I was still swiping, because the app was never the problem. The app is the exit. You can lock one exit, the need to escape just finds another. Any solution that only attacks the phone is treating the door instead of the reason you keep running through it. So what actually works? The change that broke the loop for me, the one from the beginning. Before I pick up a phone, I ask one question. What am I avoiding right now? That's it. Not don't scroll, not a screen time limit. One question asked honestly at the moment of the urge. Here's why it works when nothing else working. The escape mechanism runs on autopilot. It works because you don't see it. The question forces the avoided thing into the light for 2 seconds, and the named discomfort loses half its power. Sometimes the answer is I'm avoiding going to bed because next day is scaring me. And here's the strangest part. You don't even have to fix the thing. Just naming it breaks the trance. Half the time after naming it, the scroll simply loses its point, because the scroll only works as an escape from something unnamed. 3 practical layers on top of the question. First, give the discomfort 2 minutes before the phone. Feel it, it will not kill you. This is the muscle that everything else grows from. Second, make 2 AM physically harder. Phone charging outside the bedroom, not as the solution. As a speed bump that gives the question time to be asked. Third, notice when you are actually needing under the avoidance. Rest, connection, a decision made. The scroll is a counterfeit of all 3. The real version is always available and always avoided. I spent years escaping through substances, through games and through screens. Different doors, but the same room. What finally changed wasn't blocking. It was slowly becoming someone who can sit in the room. That's the actual cure for doom scrolling. Not a cleaner phone. A life and the self you are not trying to escape from. Start with the question tonight. What am I avoiding right now? That's the whole assignment. Comment below how much time you can lose yourself in a doom scrolling. Press like to help to reach people like this who need this. And subscribe. We will go deeper. So let's rise together. Have a good fight fun.
You know I'm big stepping, walking through the door. When I'm